I remember those days, attendance compulsory. That really was something. Attendance compulsory means you will have this boring guy come up and drone on. Okay, just like he droned on for a bit. Okay, so what I want you to do is, if you find this session is not a seminar. I think somebody described this as a seminar. This isn't one. This is a workshop. Does anybody know the difference between a seminar and a workshop? Anybody? Sorry? Yes. So we're going to have problems put up here, right? And you have to arrive at the answers. Okay, I am just a facilitator. You have to arrive at the answers yourself, because answers that you arrive at yourself, hopefully you will remember, rather than this wise words of freedom coming, wise words of wisdom coming from a white-haired guy. Okay, and these are my natural hair. I still have some black hair left. Okay, and I just noticed when the attendance was being taken that there are at least two big celebrities in this crowd. One I heard. One is obviously the new kid on the block. There is a Mr. Yogendra Yadav, the Chanakya of Aap. At the risk of embarrassing him, can I ask him to stand up? Oh, but his attendance was marked. So you mean we have already had a desertion, is it? Okay. And I have a relative in the crowd. I heard somebody called Runta there. Okay, she's not here either. Okay. I think when you are a Runta, you don't need to get into the workshop. You know about money. Let's hope that's true about all of you once you leave this. What we're going to talk about is money. Okay? How many of you want to make money? And the rest are going to join up? Or NGOs? Yeah? Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to talk about some of the things that help you make friends with money. Okay? And if we learn our lessons right, hopefully you'll be a little more friendly with money at the end of this workshop than you were before. We have a live tweeting, I know, I see those thumbs going all the time, right? So you can use them to win a prize. That is the hashtag he was talking about. There is this hashtag called Paisa Mera Dost. Okay? Or don't do the Facebook one. If anybody of you is on Twitter, you can tweet while this is happening. You're going to tweet and talk and go on messaging your friends anyways. You can do this as well. And for the best tweet, so that is the class participation. Okay? With that hashtag, okay, and the judge is right there. She is going to be judging it, not me. So I mean, when you want to point it out, you have to point it out to her. And please feel free to ask questions, participate, etc. Everything is counting towards the big prize. Okay, this is the first question. How many of you have been to New York? Okay. How many of you have heard of New York? Right? How many of you have heard of Manhattan? Right, everybody. So Manhattan is the Nariman point of New York. Okay. Do you know? I mean, it used to be obviously the Red Indians owned it. Way back in 1626 when white men first set foot on that island. 387 years ago. Right? Somebody guess the price at which Manhattan is the
Please for the white man.
No, so I'm asking. Sorry, let me. Good one. Was this a white man cheat the native Indians deal? Was it or not? Yes or no?
Yes.
Take a minute. How many people say yes? That white man cheated the natives by charging by paying only $24. 2, 3, 4, okay, 5, 6, okay, in a class of 100, 6 people. Okay, how many people think the native Indians were the smart guys, you know? They charged $24 for something that was worth cents. How many people think that? How many people think that?
Guys, you have to be on one or two sides.
You can't. Take a minute. This up fashion can't work that we will not support the BJP and will not support the Congress. You have to take a stance. So let me ask this quickly again. How many people think the white man got the right side of the deal? How many people think that? Right? Okay. And now the rest of you have to raise your hands. How many people think the natives got the right side of the deal? How? We still have a lot of Apites here. Okay. So a lot of people think the white man, more people seem to think that the white man got the right side of the deal than the natives. Okay. Let's see. I don't think it was a bad deal for the Red Indians at all. Okay. It wasn't, let me tell you. Okay. And if I was to make that statement, what would be the reason? Can somebody take a guess?
The Americans still had to bring up the island of Manhattan. They still had to work in it.
Okay.
So
It was paid for jungles, yes. So it was worth much less. What you're saying is it was worth much less.
basically that point of time,
They were just paying them to get out of this place. We will use this now. Yes.
Land was actually worth nothing because now New York is a very important port.
Right.
Very important economic
Right.
center because of that strategic location. But then it was land.
It was just another island there, right? Of course, they probably, and I think there were no bikinis then. Okay, another way to look at it. Yes.
So it can also be that the land were their ancestral home, so they did not actually pay the first time to live in there. They only gained the money that they invested
Ah,
again.
that's a nice thing. Okay, you saying? What he's saying is, okay, they had got it as an inheritance. Okay, hadn't paid anything for it. Okay, so whatever they got was a bonus. Okay, what are you inheriting? What's your name? So you inherit a flat worth 10 crores and you're going to sell it off at 10 lakhs because you paid nothing for it. You won't, right?
It was just a piece of land. It was just a piece of land that was not developed, and probably they were moving out, so they just sold it.
Okay. So let me give you another spin on this. Okay. Just take a guess. If this $24 had been invested, okay, at 8% per annum, okay, how much do you think that $24 would be worth today? Take a wild guess.
So how many years ago?
1626 to 2013. Okay, so that you're talking of 387 years. 387 years. $24 invested at just 8%. Guys, you're supposed to work this in your head. Does somebody have a magic formula for this? Or somebody have a finance? You guys are finance students. You don't have finance calculator. Yes? I was wanting a finance calculator. We have the right answer. What's the right answer?
I don't know if it's right, but I think we'll divide 24
Just got a number.
15 digits.
15 digits.
It would have grown to 177 trillion dollars.
Dollars.
How much did I
It is
say?
also dollar.
177
Maybe this is dollars and because everything is
trillion
in dollars.
dollars.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't even begin to imagine that number in my head. And just to put that number in perspective, the GDP of the entire world is roughly about $60 trillion. Okay, so the Red Indians, if they had invested this $24 at 8%, would be 3 times richer than the whole world put together. Right? Were they? Are they? Is the Red Indians, are they 3 times richer than the entire world put together? Okay. And that is not mathematically possible, right? If you are a part of something, you can't be 3 times bigger than what you are part of. Right? And why is that? Because alas, they didn't invest. What did they do? They took the $24 and they bought what? Beads, trinkets, prayer beads, stuff like that. Okay? So the deal wasn't bad. That time, as you rightly put it, that maybe the land was worth only that much. You will get the price for what it was worth at that time. The mistake, so at that time they didn't get cheated. When they sold it for $24, they didn't get cheated. Right? Where they got cheated, essentially they cheated themselves, is that they didn't invest that money. So they didn't sell cheap, they just did not invest well. And I think one thing that this whole thing demonstrates, this example demonstrates, is that compound interest. 8% sounds very low, especially to Indians. Okay? I mean, 8% is a big rate anywhere in the world, and in the dollar context it's fairly large, but in India 8% is what you will make if you lend to the if you put a fixed deposit with SBI. Okay? So that doesn't sound too big to us, but compound, when you say 8, next time it is 8% of 108, next time it is 8% of 108 plus the interest on that, it becomes a very, very large figure. Albert Einstein is reported to have said that compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. Okay? Not really sure whether he actually said it. Okay? Looks good on a PPT, so I put it on. Okay, I'm going to ask you, how many of you guys have burgers, cold drinks?